At 16, while others worried about exams and graduation gowns, he walked away from a school gate for the very last time. No applause followed him, no farewell speech, just the quiet sound of a gate closing behind him. The hallways he once knew were empty now, lockers standing in silence, and somewhere in the distance, caps were thrown into the air, celebrations he was no longer part of. His friends moved forward, and he stood still. People whispered, they pointed, they judged. They said he was wasting his life. They said, without a degree, you'll go nowhere. And for a moment, he believed them. Every morning felt heavier than the last. While the world rushed ahead, he walked lonely streets towards small jobs that barely paid the bills. Long hours, tired hands, muted dreams. At night, he sat alone, scrolling endlessly, wondering if leaving school was the biggest mistake he'd ever made. Until one night, something changed. Not a miracle, not motivation. Curiosity. A glowing phone in a dark room, a laptop opening for the first time, a video playing softly in the silence. A blinking cursor stared back at him. Lines of code appeared on a dark screen, foreign, confusing, intimidating. He leaned closer. The first attempt failed. Errors filled the screen. Buttons refused to work. Programs crashed before they even began. Frustration followed quickly. Doubt returned. But something felt different this time. For the first time in a long while, he wasn't bored. He learned at night, after work, when the world slept and his doubts were loudest. He watched tutorials, paused them, rewound them, tried again. No classroom, no teacher standing over his shoulder, no certificate promising success, just effort. Nights blurred into mornings, coffee cups piled beside his laptop. The city slept while he kept building. Days turned into months, and months quietly became years. And he didn't just watch anymore. He built. Small projects at first, broken ones, ugly ones, projects that barely worked. But each one taught him something no exam ever could. How to think, how to fix, how to solve problems. Frustration stopped feeling like proof that he wasn't good enough. It became feedback. Mistakes turned into notes, and notes turned into improvements. Slowly, quietly, skill replaced insecurity, and confidence grew where doubt once lived. One day, he looked at what he had built, real projects solving real problems, and decided to take a risk he never imagined before. He applied for a job. No degree attached, no fancy title, just a portfolio. Then came the waiting, refreshing inboxes, holding his breath, until the interview day arrived. They didn't ask about grades. They didn't ask where he went to school. They asked him to build, to think, to explain how he solved problems. And he did. He walked out with hope, something he hadn't felt in a long time. Weeks later, in a quiet room lit only by a screen, an email appeared. "We'd like to offer you the position." A top firm, real engineers, real impact. The same world that once told him you can't, now asked, when can you start? No graduation photo hung on his wall, no framed certificate told his story. Just skill, just proof, just work. Today, his story isn't about dropping out. It's about choosing learning over labels, skill over credentials, action over fear. Because education didn't fail him, the system just wasn't built for everyone. And in a world where knowledge is everywhere, the real advantage isn't a degree. It's discipline, curiosity, and the courage to keep going when no one is clapping. Skill over credentials. You don't need permission to learn.